Barracks is dead. But I mean, it's by that point in the game, it's like it's 150 minerals. It's not a big deal, and since you usually have a mineral excess in TVT anyway, I think it's fine.
Yeah, and it's actually making 2 Marines.
Ooh, I have an interesting fact from the chat. Apparently, this is actually game number 2 between these players. Apparently, they played one game and then there was a drop. So this is the regame. Oh, apparently
Okay.
Barracks. Apparently, it got to the mid game. Barracks was in a good position, but then they dropped. Like one of them dropped. I don't know who dropped. And wow, all right, cool. Anyway, it looks like Barracks Marine gonna get chased away here. Huh, that's very interesting.
That Marine almost died.
Barely got away. Good thing Marines run the same speed as Marines, so there was actually no chance of it catching up.
Unless the Marine, like, how's that fable with the tortoise and the... never mind, it
Tortoise in
wasn't
the
even that
air.
a good
What
joke.
if the wounded Marine just like falls asleep while he's running away, he'll die.
Yeah, something like that.
he just somehow suddenly thinks he's a Dragoon and decides to stop moving. That could happen, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure most Marines aspire to be Dragoons when they grow up, so the first step is to not run away when you're supposed to.
God, I hate Dragoons when they do that. So frustrating.
Dude, it's part of the charm, man. It's part of the charm. You know?
Yeah, yes and no. It depends.
Dude, I love my goons retarded. I wouldn't have them any other way. It's like I was playing the SE2 Brood War mod, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm making Dragoons, and I right-clicked an SCV, and the Dragoon chased it down and killed it. I was like, what? That's not what I asked for! You're supposed to run around stupidly and bug out on the minerals. I didn't tell you to kill the SCV. God, it was so BM. Terrible, man, terrible.
Yeah.
Like, props to that guy for making the mod, but I can't be having Dragoons kill SCVs now. That's just not right.
But have you ever lost a game because of the Dragoon AI? It's not a fun feeling.
Oh, I've lost tons of games, man, but still.
Especially on maps like Destination with small bridges and such. Oh, it's such hell. So, is he actually going to attack? What's going on with these SCVs standing in a posture?
Looks like he's just doing the mass repair. Is he just not going to lose? Oh, no, he loses one Vulture. He's doing the mass repair. Nice focus firing from Barracks, and it's not quite going to be enough. The SCVs do hold it, and the siege tank gets out in time as well.
Yeah, but the trade was okay because of the lost mining time there. The SCVs were in position for like almost 30 seconds, so...
Yeah, that was an interesting attack. He did have the momentary advantage, but as you said, looks like things have kind of evened out. So, yeah, could be in for a long TBT. Especially on Sniper Ridge, where you can just like camp on these ridges, and it's just so ridiculously hard to dislodge a sieged up position.
I was just about to mention that it has to be really hard to break a siege position on this map.
I mean, you know, that's why, once again, this is in fact a Terran map, as all maps are. Anyway.
If you look hard enough, every map is a Terran map.
You don't have to look hard at all, man. What are you talking about? It's the Terran players who always like spend hours and hours trying to figure out how to convince other people that maps aren't Terran favored. I'm pretty sure there's just like a room full of, you know, grumpy old Terrans who just sit around like, alright, these are the new Pro League maps. How can we try and, you know, convince these poor Protosses and Zergs that they're actually wrong, even though they're not? I know, there's a room somewhere, man.
Probably led by Artosis and Hydra.
Exactly. See, you got it, man. You got it.
I can see it in front of me. Like they have I had positioned the chair on the short side of the table, and like
Yeah, dude.
just filled with Terran players.
And they're really convincing too. I mean, they actually have fooled everybody into believing that Outlier is a Protoss map, but it's actually not. Like, it's actually Terran favored. Everyone just like thinks it's Protoss because they have been completely misled or misled. What the fuck?
What?
Oh man. Anyway,
Yeah, sorry for not talking about this game at all, but Terran versus Terran. I mean, the positioning of the siege tank makes it really hard to push in. But at the same time, it feels like he's kind of locked into a corner right now. He doesn't seem too concerned with moving out and taking a third base at the moment. And as I say that, he pushes out.
wait, why is Barracks taking the right ridge? Like what? He's on the wrong ridge, man. He should be on the central one. Why is he on the right side? Is he just like setting up an early contain?
What?
Run away! Oh, he's just repositioning onto the high ground.
Okay, I was scared there for a moment.
Wait.
I think these vultures can just move in and kill this
Oh my
tank.
god. Where did all Hansen's vultures go? Did he just like lose them all? What is going on?
That was a weird fight. Mm,
Looks like Barracks actually holds it, but hmm.
yeah, somewhat of a status quo right now, but I guess he wants to hold both ridges just to box his opponent in a corner. It feels like he's spreading himself a little thin.
Yeah, I mean he's just taking a super early contain, and oh man, these vultures might punish him for it. The barracks is blocking my view. The barracks. Oh no, reinforcements cover it. Wait. Wow. I wonder if he manually targeted that mine that was in the middle of the tanks. That could have done huge damage.
Yeah, that was nice defended.
Either way, Barracks is looking pretty nice here. He's at 77 supply against 62 for Hansen. He is managing to hold both of these ridges, so even though I thought it was a kind of a crazy maneuver, it looks like it's actually paying off here, and he's taking advantage of his position to expand to the 6 o'clock. Looks like he actually had to kill one of his buildings because it was blocking his comp set. Which is a little bit embarrassing as a Terran.
And if he can keep this position throughout the game, there's not much that Hansen can do to break out.
Yeah, it looks like Barracks slowly tightening the noose here. And this is really interesting. How did this actually happen? Because Hansen, in the beginning of the game, he was fine. I don't know how Barracks actually got such a nice position so easily, seemingly.
Yeah, I think that Hansen just let him, more or less. He was too defensive with on his own ridge, and Rex just walked out and took both ridges and reinforced it well. And then had a decent pair of trades and just had the supply lead, so yeah, that's about it.
And looks like Hansen trying to poke around a bit. He looks like he might be able to secure the 12 o'clock. He's going to send a few more tanks in, so I think he will be able to secure this 12 o'clock base. But after that, you know, he does eventually have to figure out a way to break out of this contain. And
Yeah, that's the problem.
looks like he's going for a
The
starport.
third base is... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Just going to talk about starport.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing that you said, more or less. How does it take a fourth base? It's more or less impossible. But he's doing a good job right now, killing some tanks with the position on the ridge, so pushing Barracks back a little bit at least.
I wonder if Barracks is being a little bit over-eager there. I mean, there's no reason to press the issue now. It's obviously you don't want to attack uphill onto that ridge, and he has the contain, so I mean, if he can just hold this position for, you know, until he gets a nice macro advantage, I think he'll be fine. I don't really see the need to attack here. And the thing is, that starport, though, by Hansen could be quite crucial to do some nice drop counterattacks. A lot of times, you know, if Barracks basically overcommits to this contain and doesn't have enough units at home, you know, a nice, you know, 2 or 3 dropships full of Goliaths and tanks could do a lot of damage in return. Looks like that Barracks was actually gyrating in front of those Goliaths. Was that just me? Is somebody gonna make like a Barracks spin GIF now? That was interesting. Anyway, Barracks spin, guys. Barracks spin. You can't unsee.
Doesn't like all term buildings do that when you try to land them and they just stand and float in circles for a second or two?
Yeah, yeah, they do sometimes. It's kind of weird. I don't know. They're just like repositioning themselves. Looks like the lines have been drawn. And we have Wraiths out for Barracks. Interesting. This could actually be a very good response. Let's see if he has good anticipation and just like tries and blocks the dropships. Obviously, you know, the main on the left side between the main base and the natural of Barracks, it's pretty close, pretty easily droppable. Looks like Barracks doing a little bit more vulture shenanigans here.
I would almost like to see Barks do some turrets on that 9 o'clock position.
That is an excellent point. We often do see in long TVTs, Terran players start building random turrets all over the place to, you know, to stop dropships and stuff. And oh, it looks like the Wraith's actually coming in, and there's no anti-air for Hansen. Oh wait, no, there's the Goliath. He's gonna lose not another siege tank, but actually, look at this. Barracks are taking advantage of the momentary confusion caused by the race to move in with his siege tanks, but it looks like he didn't bring enough support units. These vultures gonna close with the tanks. Are they gonna get a crucial mine off? It looks like they might. It's oh, nice mine. However, Hansen, or rather Barracks, looks like he's really forcing the issue here. Does not want Hansen to have access to this 12 o'clock. Meanwhile, he does have something on the bottom right. He might be expanding yet again there. Presumably, he would be. See, the last Wraith does get taken down, and ooh, the last of the tanks will get taken down, and now Barracks has actually lost his right side position on that ridge. Now the vultures and tanks can actually spread out. Hansen immediately taking advantage of this to take this ridge. Oh man, I think that was a big mistake from Barracks. Now his contain is completely worthless, or rather, it's just not a contain anymore.
That was a big mistake. I mean, there was, as you said before, there's no reason for him to push the issue. He could just stayed on the ridge and let him take that third base and then just control the rest of the map. But he just kept pushing, and now he's paying the price for it.
Yeah, and oh, this 6 o'clock could be in a lot of trouble. Man, if Barracks has thrown away this game because of that move, that would just be so sad. But no, looks like his reinforcements do get there in time, and Hansen actually not willing to sacrifice his vultures for that base. I really think he should have just gone in and killed a bunch of SCVs. There was only like 6 vultures. Like, I think it would have been a worthwhile exchange, but he decided otherwise. And looks like he actually went to the bottom right. I think there was something there. I wish the observer would click it. Too busy showing us all the dropships, the factory count. Yes, that's all well and good. What is going on in the bottom right? I'm pretty sure there's a command center there, but we have not seen it.
Yeah, probably. Oh, 4 dropships? This is like 2008 or what?
I love my mass dropship TVT.
I haven't seen it for so long though.
Really? Well, yeah, players are favoring the Wraiths a little bit more nowadays, but definitely still do see it occasionally. And I don't know, actually, I mean, the Mass Wraith is quite exciting too. I think it's most exciting when you see like Mass Wraith tank versus this style. It's like a clash of styles. But here we go, the drop's going down to the bottom right, and Barracks seems to be unsure what he should do. Looks like forcing a lift on the command center, and oh man, gonna massacre the SCVs here. Meanwhile, Barracks is actually just gonna go for a counterattack, it looks like, into the 12 o'clock. I don't know if that's gonna work. And by I don't know, I mean I don't think it will.
Might be able to kill some few SCVs. Oh, those raids will cloak.
Oh man, is there no Goliath in this drop? Oh man, like
I think they are, but the dropships aren't unloading.
Oh my god, one Goliath would stop this, but he just doesn't have it. Oh no. He's gonna go counter into the 6 o'clock though. There's a couple of siege tanks there, but they're not in position. He's gonna kill a lot of SCVs. The Wraith's actually being pulled back to help out. Hansen is doing a good job. He's taking down the 6 o'clock. Barracks is going to be left to only his main and his natural pretty soon, and Hansen's still mining from his 3 bases. I almost thought I saw a DT on the map just now, but that would make absolutely no sense whatsoever. Barracks, his fingers flying on the keyboard, but he is in a bit of trouble here. Although, wait, no, he's still ahead in supply, though. Wait, how is that possible? He's still ahead in supply. 131 supply against 116, but Hansen is looking like he's making a good comeback.
Yeah, the positioning is so weird with Hansen having all his units in the middle and Barracks having position on the ridge just at the left of it. But there is a hole in the defenses for Barracks, and vultures leak through.
Yeah, this is Man, this almost feels like Baby versus Bogus, where Bogus is making all these really cool plays, but Baby just held on to like a supply advantage the whole time. Like, I don't understand why Barracks is still so far ahead in supply. Hansen has been doing some good moves here. It looks like he's now taking the top right base as well. I mean, you know, he only did just kill all those SCVs. Perhaps it'll take a little while for that economic blow to really materialize in terms of supply, but this is very interesting. And, oh, looks like Barracks making a big move here into the middle, losing a lot of the clump siege tanks, though. Mine doing so much damage. Oh, man, he looks like he might take the position. No, more siege tanks coming in from the back. That was not worth it at all, I think. Oh, my God, Barracks. Barracks, with that move, has single-handedly dropped below supply. Oh, my God.
I was just about to say, that was not the best move ever by Barracks. He lost so many siege tanks and a crucial positioning on the right side as well, so
Oh my God, he
that was a good trade for Hansen.
just like ran a
There's not
control
much-
group of tanks into siege tanks and mines. What the heck?
It's not much in terms of anti-air though, so these wraiths are able to do some damage.
The thing is that like Goliaths are just so good against Wraiths. You only need like, you know, 1 Goliath per 5 Wraiths to defend it. Wraiths are just so flimsy.
Yeah, they are kind of pathetic with their 8 damage lasers.
And looks like Hansen, he's taking out the right side position. Oh man,
Oh.
mines going off everywhere. This time it's Hansen taking the significant damage from the mines. Both players making really questionable attacks. But it looks like Hansen will clear this up.
That was kind of interesting.
They're
That
like,
mine just
they're trying to one-up each other on who does the stupider attack.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Oh, so you want to attack into a siege position? Look at me walking into mines.
Yeah, dude, this is like from Light versus Wookiee, where it was like who can build the better wall. Now it's like who can lose more units in an attack.
Oh, more mine or units dying. And these vultures can go kill SCVs. What are you doing?
Hey man, killing SCVs is hard work. They don't get paid enough for that. Oh my God! Oh.
Oh, the vultures are in hold position. They can easily kill that Goliath after mine hit.
So now it's a very even game. Barracks has retaken the bottom right. Hansen's got his top right. There is something at the bottom right natural. Presumably that's another command center, so that would put Barracks up a base once that finishes. There's also something at the 9 o'clock. I think that's probably just some turrets though. And I mean, it's looking like we're now going to go to sort of a split map TVT.
Well, yes and no. I mean, the supply, as you mentioned, are pretty even, but the positioning still feels slightly better for Barracks, and he has control over the mid bases, at least for now. So I think it will come down to who controls the middle, more or less.
Looks like a turret allowing him to kill some mines. He's going for a drop at the bottom right. A few turrets in position. Vultures going into position. Those Wraiths, though, are closing in. He has to go now. The Wraiths coming in. Is it going to go in time? It looks like barely unloading the drops in time. He's going to lose all of those dropships, though. And it looks like losing a significant number of the ground forces as well to the mines and vultures that were there. He's going to get cleaned up pretty easily there. Looks like that was not worth it at all. And Barracks, once again, jumping up ahead in the supply, 144 against 120. Hansen just now getting his top right natural up, and Barracks just staying one step ahead of him, it seems. I mean, you know, that one attack was, I think, the only real big mistake that Barracks has made this game. Just perhaps being a little bit over-aggressive here and there, but otherwise he's been playing this quite well. Definitely playing a better TVT than Hansen is.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the positioning on the map. There's still, I mean, Barracks has still got the control of the area just outside the natural ridge for Hansen. And considering if he should maybe try to take that back, because it makes the troop movement so hard for Hansen right now.
Indeed. And is he gonna go for it here? Hansen repositioning. Oh man, this could be huge. It looks like the tank lines not quite in range of each other, believe it or not, siege tanks are occasionally out of range of things. And yeah, looks like it's gonna get a bit of a position there. So, wait a minute.
There becomes a time in turn versus turn when you stop looking at the screen and almost only look at the minimap, because it's so much more telling than actually watching what's showing in the
I
screen.
know, dude. It's like a big scale chess game. No, it's like the board game Go. The I don't know if you know it. The one you just have like black and white stones. It's like
Yeah,
the
yeah, I know
Asian
it.
version of chess. Anyway, it's like a very positional game. Although interestingly, they've split up all the side expansions, but Hansen is actually the one controlling the middle expansion, right? So if this eventually goes to like maxed on maxed, you know, super late game, I think Hansen has the resource advantage, but Barracks is not just sitting around here, he's just being super aggressive. That Spider Mine was just standing there for a long time, looking awkwardly. I guess he wanted to go blow something up, but then the one that, you know, the unit that triggered him died.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And Hansen can really not lose the positioning of his natural ridge. So if Berks can push forward with just slightly more and get control over that, that would be like lights out for him. It's so key that he keeps that position. Doing some siege tank trades.
Yep,
Both
Observer
have.
showing they both have maxed weapons upgrades. They are two-shotting each other. Parax has added on a bunch of starports going for that Wraith transition. Interesting choice. We have seen that in some TVTs recently. It's gonna be interesting. I hope he's at least getting upgrades for those Wraiths. And oh, looks like he might be
Yeah.
trying to break this middle expansion. Doing some fancy Wraith micro. I think that might be two-group Wraith micro actually. Very
It has to be.
fancy, very suave, sophisticated move.
He's still
And
gaining some ground in the middle. Or this. I don't even know what to call it. Somewhat in the middle.
yeah, I mean, he's just trying to inch forward here. He's actually in range of the main base now. He can, like, siege down a couple of those turrets, which would be a little bit annoying for Hansen, but not the biggest deal in the world. And, I mean, so, this is very interesting. See, Barracks, if you look at the right side, he's got, like, a nice turret wall, a nice tank line there protecting his right side bases, and so he's, you know, placing all of his focus on the left side, just constantly pushing forward there. He's got, wow, 5 starports, plus the one in his main, I think, should be around, so 6 starports in total. Making Wraiths here. He's going to have a ton of Wraiths. That's going to make dropship play from Hansen very, very risky. But, I mean, I still think, you know, even though Barracks is keeping the supply lead, even though he's keeping the pressure on, Hansen still has the center expo. I mean, that's really what matters, you know? When you're splitting the map, that's the only
Yeah.
expo that's like not going to be split evenly, and eventually, even if Barracks has the lead for the entire game, once they get to the super late game where the map is mined out, Hansen will win because of the resource advantage. But it looks like Barracks might not want the game to go that far. He's pushing in yet again here. Oh, 6 shot on the siege tanks, and actually with the help of these raids, it looks like he's going to break through here. Hansen could not take the pressure. He couldn't take the heat. He is crumbling to the siege tank push of Barracks, but it looks like he might be barely able to hold it. He has to hold that ridge. If Barracks takes that ridge, he will control, like, basically Hansen's reinforcements, essentially. He'll have him contained into his main base, and that would make all the expansions extremely vulnerable. So, man, this is just super desperation mode for Hansen. He's going to lose that tank. He's going to lose this turret line. I mean, oh, man,
Yeah,
he's
and
got to keep this alive.
it's gaining a lot of ground with its siege tanks, but it's taking some heavy losses as well. And now the supplies are pretty much even. But still, as you said, if you get control over that ridge, the game is all, more or less over. So Hansen really has to hang on to that for dear life.
He just needs to survive until everything is mined out, which could take a while here. But,
Might be in for a long one.
yeah. It's like one random Wraith guy getting taken out here. Hansen is barely keeping this ridge. Oh, man. And, wait, I see something yellow at the bottom right. Is there something harassing there? Or is it just like a Kakaru or something?
I think it's like mines or something.
Yeah, probably. It doesn't really make sense that anything could get through that turret wall. Anyway,
And
oh,
then drop going
look
to
at
the main.
this!
Found the hole. Did he lose this? Oh yeah, he lost a dropship, but
Oh man, this is
this is
actually
quite annoying.
this is such a good move from Barracks. I didn't see this coming at all, but you know, in hindsight, in retrospect, this is actually a very intelligent move. I mean, you know, Barracks was putting so much pressure on the ground. Hansen just you know, obviously didn't even really consider the dropship threat. He only had 4 turrets there in position, a little bit spread out. You know, not nearly as well covered as Barracks' bottom right base. And Barracks might actually use this to a great effect here. He's got his wraiths coming in as well. He's got a second wave of dropships going in. Oh, nice drop there. And with these wraiths, I mean, it's going to be so difficult for Hansen to deal with this. He doesn't have any mobile counterpart to Barracks' wraiths. He just has his ground army that will kind of slowly move in, but be very difficult to get a good position. He's going to lose a couple of dropships as well. And looks like Barracks is just ferrying units over from his 9 o'clock base here. Very good decision, I think, by Barracks.
Most definitely, yeah. And if Hansen has to pull his forces from the ridge to defend this, he can just push in on the front instead. So it's really hard for Hansen to make the right decision about how many units to send to his main and how many to keep at in front of his natural. And just keep making dropships and raids. This is so good.
Yeah, this is actually very interesting because since he already had all those starports making wraiths, I mean, you can easily, you know, do the dropship switch. So this is quite cool. Hansen, how are you going to hold off this one, man? Looks like bringing in some more units. He's going to take a lot of these wraiths. I don't think Barracks is paying attention here. He's losing all his wraiths. Barracks, why are you not paying attention to your wraiths? Barracks! Barracks, your wraiths are dying. Well, that wasn't so good.
Not good.
Oh! Sorry about that, guys. I got a random pop-up from my computer. My antivirus is apparently out of date or something. I don't know.
I was just about to praise Hansen for his decision making and control, and then he lost like 15 raids to Goliath, but he's still putting the pressure on, so it's doing a lot of damage with his dropships, and it's just a beautiful unit composition and move overall.
And Hansen still can't control his main base. Oh, Hansen, he's losing depots. He's gonna get supply blocks soon. Ah. I
would love to see him do like a ground push at some other point as well, just when his focus is, when Hansen's focus is in his main.
Well, interestingly enough,
might be a slightly risky though, because you don't really need to micro siege tanks.
Well, Hansen is supply blocked now, right? But the supplies are still dead even. They're 155 versus 155 basically, even though Hansen's at like 155 of 140 supply. So I don't know if Barracks is just not macroing up, or if his bases are actually starting to run dry. It looks like the 6 o'clock is dry now. So he's basically on the bottom right 2 bases plus the 9 o'clock. He's still on 3, so he should be good to go still, but this is very interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point, and if he can't break Hansen in the next 10 minutes or so, that middle base is going to be...
SCB suicidal!
Freeing up some supply, always good.
And
oh, that bridge is not well defended though.
Oh, he's inching forward. Is he gonna go? I thought he was just gonna A-move with like 20 siege tanks.
Yeah,
he had
too.
a lot. I don't know if that's a good idea. And oh, did he make battle cruiser? Yes, we have a battle cruiser switch, ladies and gentlemen. Barracks is making 7-port battle cruiser. What a boss! What a hero! I don't know if this is too late though. I don't know if this is the correct time. I mean, basically, battlecruiser transition in late game TVT is actually not that uncommon. The issue is, usually you want to do it when you have a decent advantage, and you want to really solidify that. You switch into battlecruisers. If he doesn't see it coming, he's in huge trouble. Even if he does see it coming, it's difficult to deal with. BCs are pretty good.
Yeah, and he already has the 2 upgrades, and he doesn't have a big advantage in terms of bases or army, but the positioning is what's keeping him ahead.
Indeed, indeed. And the thing is,
I actually like the battlecruisers.
I think he actually, I wonder if he realizes that he has to press his advantage before the map gets mined out, because he doesn't have that control over the central platform there. So he's just doing the switch, and he's going to try and bust through with a bunch of battle cruisers. I mean, it was a very nice natural transition considering he already had all those starports. And presumably got all the air upgrades as well. I don't think Hansen would have got those for himself, so he's going to have to rely on his Goliaths. Anyway, it looks like, oh, nice comms out there. Oh, wait, no, that actually might be freeing up supply. Wait, was that a real drop?
I don't know. I didn't keep an eye on the supply. There are the
Because,
battle cruisers. I hope he upgrades Yamato for them soon enough.
yeah, I'm sure he will. And they are actually at 2-2, so very nice upgrades on the air. Looks like Meanwhile actually pushing in towards the center platform. We were talking about how Hansen's been holding this the entire game, but it looks like he actually pulled a lot of his forces to help out in other areas. So he's going to lose this quite easily. So this is actually going to become contested ground here. And that's going to mean we are on an even base situation, an even resource situation. Which one of these players is going to be more cost efficient, which is going to have his units in better positions? That's what's going to decide this game.
Does Hansen have any idea about the battle cruisers? That's another
I
question.
don't know. I mean, you'd think that having seen, having seen all those race, knowing that his opponent has a bunch of starports, that it was a very, distinct possibility. Presumably he scans there every so often to check. I mean, the thing is, once you get to this late game TVT, he has, what, like 6 command centers with comsats? You basically have, like, infinite scans. So you can kind of
Yeah, you have
see
map access.
everything that you want to. So I mean, I hope he's scouted it, but even if he has, I mean, what is he gonna do? All he's gonna make is Goliaths anyway. So I don't know if it'd be immediately
Three
obvious.
battle cruisers.
So sick.
That's scary.
One thing he might try to do is get a vessel to EMP them so they can't Yamato, because Yamato is just so annoying. Like you can easily snipe off siege tanks and whatnot. You just one-shot everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he has a lot of Goliaths, so he has to know about the battle cruisers.
Yep.
And he's actually going to distance mine that refinery. That's awesome.
And it's not a bad idea. I mean, the gas is the crucial resource, and might as well grab it while you can. This is, I mean, both players basically maxed now. Looks like suiciding more dropships on purpose. This is freeing up his supply, because he is at 195, it looks like. Wants to free up some supply for more battle cruisers. And once he hits a critical mass of battle cruisers, it's going to be super difficult for Hansen to deal with, even if he has a lot of Goliaths. Air units en masse are generally, not always, but generally far more effective than, like, anti-air ground units en masse. Like, anybody who's played BGH knows that mass scouts beats everything, including mass Goliath. And the reason is that air units stack while ground units don't. So you generally get a much better surface area, or quote-unquote surface area, when you're doing it. And oh my god, the leading siege tanks obliterated.
Punch all of them. And if you control group the battle cruisers without siege tank, you can stack them like Mutas almost. So.
Oh man, Hansen getting eaten alive by these battle cruisers. He's actually getting a covert ops. We might see some lockdown action here. Oh man, this TVT, I was complaining about it being mediocre players, but this is actually turning into a very exciting late game TVT here. He's just pulling mass SEVs here. What are the SEVs doing? Oh
I
man.
mean, there are too few Goliaths, I think. These battle cruisers are just whooping their
No, the
asses.
siege tanks there. Oh god.
Oh god. That was... You can just attack and kill him, I think.
Oh my god, Hansen has drops to 111 supply against 173. His chances of winning have plummeted. A control group of battle cruisers came out and Hansen just has no answer.
Doing moving shots and being cute as well.
Wow, sick transition from barracks. And this is just so impossible. Like, what do you do against that many 3-3 battle cruisers?
Well, you tried to go for lockdown, but it was too late, and I mean, he can just 1A and sit back and bluff his way to the bank as his team is winning.
Seriously, Terran, stop complaining about Protoss 1A, 2A, 3A. You only have to 1A. At least we have to press 4 more keys. God. And, well, Hansen going to try and hold on. Of course, this is a must-win game for him, but he's not going to win it. And KT going to take out Stars 3-1, solidify their position in the playoffs, while Stars is on the hot seat still. Oh, using up some Yamatos. Doesn't really
Some
need him.
nice micro with the Goliaths, but they are way too few of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Indeed.
And the siege tanks in position as well. Yeah, this game is pretty much over. And let's put Stars in a pretty bad position since they are. I think they are in 4th place, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they lose here, I don't know if that means they drop below CJ or not. Like, because it's like them and CJ are competing for the 4th place position essentially. So I don't actually know with CJ beating Team 8 whether they'll actually jump ahead here. Anyway, man, I keep thinking these battle cruisers are plagued because they're red. Oh man, I've been like 3 times so far. I almost just yelled Plague-oo. That just doesn't make sense. Anyway, it looks like a bit of a counterattack here from Hansen, denying the mining on this center expo, but it's not enough. He's down 100 supply. And
75 against 180, 190. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sorry, but
it's pretty
over.
even, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's Terran, so the supply is like double.
Exactly. All you when you're Terran, right? All you need is 1 siege tank, and you can still win. It's fine. Has he even made a ghost yet? He should just make one
I
for
don't think
lulz.
so.
Let's make a ghost, man. Let's do it. Do it.
Nuke your last building or something.
Yeah. Defensive nuke. Go go. GG! Wait, what did he type first? Oh, he typed G first and then GG.
Was it a G?
He did.
Like
He
a
did the
G.
singular G and then he did the GG. Hansen. Tisk tisk. Anyway, Barracks closes it out for KT. KT Rolster wins 3-1. And that also concludes the SPL cast for today.
Yeah. That's correct. And thanks for having me.
No problem. For anyone who didn't know yet, I was joined